Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call the regular board meeting of the Board of Trustees to order and ask everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ask the Deputy Clerk to call the roll.
Trustee Saturn.
Present.
Nierdowski.
Present.
Ingraffia.
Present.
Keenly.
Present.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Present.
Also, Highway Commissioner Nierdowski, and I heard from Connie that she was out of town.
Okay, very good. Okay, public comment?
Good evening. My name is Lynn Strancioni, and I live in the Branniger Estate area in unincorporated Elk Grove. And I've been asked by our residents, who are number 134, to bring a couple of questions to the board so that I can report back to them. The first one is regarding the roads. For the last 2 years, we've heard that there's been some work that is proposed to occur on those roads, and many of the residents are trying to improve their properties by having new driveways built. And because of what we've been told the proposed work is that the elevation of the road may change, they've been holding off doing that work because no one wants to spend $20,000 to redo their driveways to have either the aprons ripped up or to have the elevation change, which would then cause either a bump or a dip at the end of their driveway. So we'd like to get a status on that. I know Art indicated last meeting that there was going to be some meetings with some of the contractors. So we wanted to kind of get the situation with that because there's, spring's the time to start doing all that work. Additionally, as many of you know, we have flooding issues in our area. People are trying to get those swells done, but again, they don't want to incur the cost of having a landscaper or a contractor come out and take care of their swells, knowing that potentially the elevation of the road would change and that work would be for nothing. So we want to get those two things done. And at the same time, we are interested to know if the township will allow us to put speed bumps. As you may or may not know, Crest is the only road that you can go really from the edge of town all the way to Devon, and it is really horrible with speeders. We've had county come out and sit there and give out multiple tickets. We don't know what else to do. There's no sidewalks, so you've got people walking, you've got kids riding bikes in the street because there's nowhere else for them to go. So we want to know if when we redo these roads, if that's what's going to happen, if the township will allow for a speed bump. And I know when I talked to Art in the past, he said, some residents like them, some don't. So we'd need to take a vote within our own group. But before we even approach the residents, we just wanted to know if that is something that you guys would even consider. So those are the first two. The last one is in the fall of 2016, so about a year and a half ago, we had what we believe is a fuel spill that occurred, and that came through the drainage system, burnt many of the yards, and part of the problem with some of that is that culvert system is very overgrown. So we worked with you, Mike, and some other folks here in the township, and the solution was that we were to reach out to the residents, the first thing that would be impacted, because if any work was going to be done by the township, the residents would need to approve to have someone on their property. So we did reach out. At the same time, we were asked if we could prepare the legal release of liability. So we hired an attorney for the association. They suggested that because it was really a resident issue and not a full association issue, that we then turn around and get the impacted residents to hire an attorney together. And we've created that release. We have provided it to the township, and due to all the work that you guys had going on with all the real estate transactions, which we 100% understand it was a little busy last year, we were asked to put that to the side, which we absolutely understand. So we'd like to get an update on that, if that work can continue, if someone in the township can pass that on to the attorneys for the township, and we can see if we can figure out a solution. Some of the things that we had talked about was maybe the township comes in, does a survey to see what needs to be done. The drainage ditch goes from, some areas are 4 feet wide and 3 feet deep, and some are about 2 inches wide and about 3 inches deep. So the change in that causes a lot of the flooding. I think it's just a matter of time and overgrowth of vegetation. There's also, tires and all kinds of just junk in there. So we just wanted to get a status on really those three things. So the roads, the speed bumps, and then the oil spill that we had, or fuel spill that we had in late 2016.
Okay. Yeah, we, now that we came into, the first two, Art, we have to get together with Art, those are fall in his domain. But we were actually just talking about, because we went into the fall season not being able to do any work, so now I know we're talking about putting it off till spring. So we have the final EPA report that we're going to send over and start getting into the planning stages and looking at what the solutions are. But that's, we're just waiting for spring to break. So we'll be back in touch with you soon.
Okay. And you guys should have the draft, right? Or
Yep,
do you need that sent again?
We have all of that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. Okay, you've had a chance to review the minutes from the March 26th public hearing, March 26th board meeting, the April 2nd special board meeting, and the April 2nd executive session. Any questions or changes to those minutes? Okay, can I have a motion to approve all of these minutes as presented?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Ingraffia. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by trustee Nuredowski. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, you had a chance to audit the payroll and bills. Any questions about those?
I just had one question. There's a reimbursement to Stephanie from the GA department for tuition reimbursement, but it doesn't give any details. And then I also noticed that one of the bills for the lawyers, there were hours billed for changing our tuition reimbursement policy. And I don't know anything about that, so was there a change made? Is that in the employee handbook? Is that something we need to vote on?
No, not in general assistance, no.
So it's just tuition reimbursement policy change for GA only?
Right, yeah, there hasn't been anything that's come up in the general town fund, that's correct.
Okay. Do you know what this course was, or?
Yeah, well, we can get you a list, but it's for her master's in social work.
Okay. So as long as that policy is just GA, there's not a problem. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the payroll and bills as presented?
So moved.
All right, moved by trustee Saturn,
Second it.
seconded by trustee Nuredowski. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Saturn.
Aye.
Trustee Nuredowski.
Aye.
Trustee Ingraffia.
Aye.
Trustee Keenly.
Aye.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye.
5-0.
Okay, no presentations. You have the written assessor's report. I think she has a correspondence as well from one of the residents. Clerk's report. We just got an amended version. There were a couple emails earlier in the month that were missed. Two were from Leonard Vanderwill. He wanted to know Lisa Menick's position at Palatine Township, her starting salary there and her final salary. He was referred to Palatine Township. He also wanted to know her starting salary at Elk Grove Township and her present salary and how much she was reimbursed for mileage by Elk Grove Township since her starting date. All those, their response was sent, was received on, the And the response was received at April 4th, and the response was sent within a couple days after. A second request came in from Leonard Vanderwill asking if Lisa, Paul, or myself were related in any way. How many clients did GA serve in the following months? January, February, and March. Also, he wanted to see all the credit card statements that were used by all departments from January 2017 through February 28th. He was provided all of that information. A request came in from April 13th from the Better Government Association requesting the government body's full payroll expenditures for the year 2017. And all of that, the response was sent on April 18th. A request came in from Jen Weeks, Administrative Assistance from the International Association of Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Workers, requesting verification of the most updated email address for our FOIA officer. And then other items, annual financial reports from the Supervisor and Highway Commission were filed prior to the deadline with the Clerk's office and were distributed to all elected officials. All right, Highway Department.
Okay, we decided to bite the bullet and make sure, take a chance on it that it wasn't gonna snow anymore, and we took the ice equipment off the trucks. We finished the first tree pickup today. As far as the roads, I was speaking with our engineer, Mark Dole, this morning regarding shooting grades. We're looking to do swales over the years. People have been doing projects, whatever, without any permits, so the area's changed a lot with the water and everything. Also, we are trying to get everything together at one time for one massive bid so we can get our best price for the township. The problem with that is with the annexations and takeovers and redevelopments, we are playing, games trying to figure out who's going to be next. So we have another residential area that's possibly going to be taking over or demolished 2 streets. So we're a little bit wait and see on that, but we're hoping to get started on this next few weeks. If anybody has any questions, you can talk to me after the meeting, and that's about it.
Okay, any questions for Art? Besides my typical monthly reports for general assistance, the employment center, transportation, all the financial statements, I don't have anything else to report. Anybody have any questions for me? Correspondence, if you saw your board packet or read it in the paper or online somewhere, Susan Cowan has decided to leave her position to be closer to her family, her position as the director of the Kenneth Young Center. Don't have any other information other than that. So we'll, as we hear more information about the hiring process and who they hire, we'll make sure that we bring the new director in to meet everybody. But we've kind of been assured that, the operation continues to move forward, so no issues there. All right, no old business. Under new business, we have the transfer of appropriations from Town Fund, General Assistance, and Highway Department. Any questions? Okay, can I have a motion to approve the transfers of appropriation?
Both.
What's that?
Both.
Yes, both. Yep. We'll do them individually if you want.
So moved.
Okay, motion's been made to approve both the Town Fund, General Assistance, and Road and Bridge transfer appropriations by Trustee Ingraffia. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Saturn. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Saturn.
Aye.
Trustee Nerdowski.
Aye.
Trustee Ingraffia.
Aye.
Trustee Keenley.
Aye.
Supervisor Sweeney.
Aye.
5-0.
All right, no further business. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second.
Trustee Saturn, seconded by Trustee Nuredowski. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Oh, we've had shorter. We've had shorter.